Hello, teacher and classmates. My name is Jorge, and I'm happy to introduce you today to our company game Second Decision. In this case, we are the group Solana, and we're conformed by Luis Jimenez, Julissa Melendez, and Otoniel Munguia. In the last decision, we blow out our company. In this one, we got better results, and we're finally positive. In our second decision for individual risk management area, we focus on maintaining balanced risk profile while improving portfolio quality. We kept the prioritization consistent, assigning a higher importance to particular two and premium segments, eight on each one, and a moderate focus on particular one, only a five. This ensures growth in a medium and a high value clients with lower default probability. In risk companies, in this decision, we focus on strengthening the medium business segment, giving it the highest priority, and also keeping the primes and the corporative at seven. Trying, to stabilize all that we have been doing, like maintaining a balanced commercial strategy. We set moderate rating targets, and also we wanted to control risk while encouraging growth. We also kept guarantees stable across all financing products between 9 and 15, which is what the simulator tells us is the medium of this, also ensuring solid collateral levels that protect the bank's portfolio and support sustainable credit expansion. This was our approach to risk and companies. In our budget available for risk management, we look out for what other groups did in this section, and we realized that they focus or put a lot of their budget into actually taking into their hands those areas. So we put more of our budget, 57 from a total of 60,000, and we focus between the two areas, like a little slightly less on corporate and more on the personal area. In our pricing decisions for individual products, we kept both maintenance fees and interest rates nearly unchanged, around 264 to 220 and 80N and 35%, 0.5, 32.5, 28.5. We wanted to maintain profitability while remaining competitive in our sectors. This helps us protect our margins in segments that are highly sensitive to pricing changes. For consumer loans, we applied a very slight upward strategy, and for mortgages, we kept both commission and interest rates almost steady, around 2.5, 2.0, 1.2, and 11.9%, 9.8, and 6.8%, reinforcing our strategy of attracting and retaining low risk clients through consistency of competitive pricing.
All right, so now we have the liability service part. First, we have the current accounts. Here, we keep all maintenance fees and remuneration rates the same for particular one, particular two, and also premium. The goal here was to maintain customer stability and keep our prices competitive. Then we also have the deposit part. We also kept deposit interest rates unchanged for both 12 and 24 months across all segments. The goal here was to stay consistent and observe market trends before adjusting any rates. And last, we have transactions. Transaction commissions were kept the same for all account types. This decision was to support price stability and avoid affecting customer satisfaction. All right, so now we have the price accompanied assets. First, we have the short term. We kept both opening fees and interest rates unchanged for S and ES, median, and also corporate clients. The goal here was to maintain stability and observe how the market evolves before making any adjustments. Then we also have the median term. We also decided not to change the opening fees or interest rates because we thought this would allow us to keep consistent pricing and monitor performance results. Then we also have the long term financing. Here also, we did not change the commissions or interest rates. We aim to preserve financial balance and avoid unnecessary risk. And last, we have the long term financing. Here, we kept the same conditions because this would help us to sustain a client confident, and also a steady market position. All right, so now we have the price company's liability service. Here, first, we have the current account companies. We kept maintenance fees and remuneration rates the same for S and ES, Meridian and corporate client, basically the three different clients that we have. These help us maintain stability and a competitive market position. And then also for both deposit rates and transaction fees remain unchanged to ensure consistency and to preserve stable financial performance.
Hello, teacher. My name is Luis Fernando, and I'm going to talk about marketing and brand. Well, first of all, we have the corporate brand, and so we decide to maintain the 55,000 to maintain consistency with the previous periods, ensuring the visibility and trust of the clients. Then we have the 54% and the 46% to the companies, creating a balance while prioritizing the growth in the retail market. Well, then we have the promotional campaign persons. Well, the individual campaign strategy focuses on connections on loyalty rather than short-term attractions. Greater attention is placed on products that strengthen relationship like mortgages and credit cards, while keeping a steady support for the mix create visibility across all customers' needs, reflecting a brand that values a financial growth and long-term trust. Well, now we have the promotional campaigns companies. Well, we have the 88,000 budget for business campaigns target financial products with the highest returns, greater emphasis on short terms and medium term guaranteed financing supports, SMAs, liquidity, and growth. Moderate investments on accounts, deposits, and long term land sustains relationships and stability service, enhance client experiences, and digital integration, ensuring a competitive and profitable corporate strategy. Well, and then we have the acquisition and retention. A total of 79,000 was allocated to 50,000 for acquisition and 29 for retention. Investment in new individual clients and corporate clients aim to expand the market to share. The retention effort to 15,000 for companies and 14,000 for individual focus and loyalty and satisfaction. This mix ensures sustainable growth by balancing expansion and customer engagement. So, thank you.
Well, now we're going to talk about the corporate structure decisions. And first, we're going to talk about the multi-channel strategy, where our total budget was 38,000 monetary units, and the allocation was 15% to the AMs, 20% to the call centers, and 35% for the mobile banking and 30% to the online banking, which correspond to our strategy of the virtualization of our service. And now we're going to talk about the technology investment, where total budget is 44,000 monetary units. The allocation is 25% for the management systems, 20% for the operational technology and the office, 30% for the security systems, and 25% for the central services technology, where our security systems are the greatest because we need to assure the client that their money is safe and their investments are safe. So we need to assure that there will not be any hacker, any scam, or something like that. And last but not least, the training, the total budget was 57,000 monetary units. The allocation was 22,000 for the commercial area, 18,000 for the management and leadership, and 17,000 for the risk management. Where training focus areas were the leadership and people management for the direction area, pro training for companies and individuals for the commercial area, and risk morosity and credit evaluation for the risk area. And now we're going to talk about the strategic projects, and we're going to talk about the efficiency. We decided that we were going to launch our online banking because it was more aligned with our strategy, where we decided that it was a plus to our service to have a more friendly service in the online banking, and it was going to give an added value to the customer for their experience. So it was the highest price, but we think that it was worth it because it would give us an outstanding it will give us an outstanding service. In the innovation, we decided that we would do some research about the customer satisfaction, because it could help us to identify the key points we could differentiate from the other companies, and we could enhance the client satisfaction and the client experience. So he would choose us over the other competitors. So for the products, we decided to do some research about how we could refresh and how we could innovate in the mortgage area. And this was the outstanding investment in the past, but experts have said that it was too old and it was always the same. So we think that if we could refresh this image in this product, then we will have a pretty strong asset in our company, and it will help us to benefit from it. Okay, so for the strategic project for risk, we decided to take into consideration the risk anticipation campaign for people because we need to do a pretty deep research in every case of every person because we need to be sure that they are not going to let us down and that they are going to pay their service. Um, this way, we will have a healthier client and we will have better results.